Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, you folks, sampler platter videos, series of videos I've been doing for a while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff, then folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that at the time I'm doing this, folks. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty proud of that snap. That was a pretty good snap. You heard it. That was maybe not quite as good, but close. Need to get a little bit more synchronized. Interesting Brandon Wenzel fun fact, I couldn't snap my fingers until I was about 18 years old. Seriously, couldn't do it for fucking anything. People tried to show me how to do it, and I just could never get it. And then, just when I hit 18, I was, out of high school, wasn't really doing a lot with my time at the moment, and I just decided I was gonna teach myself how to do it. And so I just went over there. I would just whatever I was doing throughout the course of my day, I would just go like this. And I wasn't getting anything, but I just kept doing it. I just kept doing it, and eventually started to pick up, and I got it. Never give up, never surrender. Anyway, it's super simple format, folks. I'm going to try out some food or drink stuff, and then I'm going to go over there and yammer on about it. I'm inside the truck. I got grody work clothes. That means that I was on my way home from work, and I found some shit to review. That's definitely the case today. I just got through reviewing, oh god, it almost came off. I just got through reviewing, boom, it's a drink from Dunkin. This is their signature turtle latte or what the fuck ever. Go ahead and look for that. And they had a new food item, folks, so, boom, it's from Dunkin again. And specifically, boom, it's a croissant thingy. Specifically, it is their ham and Swiss croissant stuffer. So apparently there's ham and Swiss in there. There definitely better be something in there, because that's a weighty croissant. So, I mean, maybe it's full of hornets, but it seems unlikely. Yeah, so, okay. I mean, I like Dunkin' stuff to an extent. Some of their items are really good. Some of their items are pretty meh. Let's figure out which one this one's on. I will say it's a little bit cooler than I would have expected. I don't know if it's supposed to be warm, but, I feel like it was supposed to be warm. And I haven't had it in the car for that long, and it's not cold right now, so... Hooray, no hornets yet. I definitely feel like this should have been warmed up. Well, it's definitely filled with ham, and I'm guessing Swiss. You can see the inside. I'll say this. It's got some weight to it. It seems like it's got a decent amount of filling, which I was a little bit surprised by. You know what would have made this better? If they'd been heated up. I mean, this was clearly meant to, go in their little oven thing for a couple minutes or some shit just to get everything gooey inside. That aside, I mean, I don't dislike it. Even cold, it's pretty good. I like that you get a lot of filling. The croissant tastes fine. I mean, it's not like a proper croissant, but it's croissanty enough. And the ham and the Swiss work well together. And the thing is that the Swiss was at some point definitely melted. And that helps, because Swiss cheese is not my favorite cheese. It is definitely on the side of cheeses I'm not that big on. But if you melt it, something about the melting changes the taste enough where I can go with it. And a ham and Swiss, I'm okay with that. So this works in that regard. It needed to be warm for sure, because that, I think, would have made it... It's still good, but it's, good in the way that it's okay, It's good in the way where, if you're over there and, let's say you got some leftovers inside the fridge, and you're just I can't be fucked to microwave them, and you go over there and you eat them cold. And it's like it might be perfectly fine. Certain leftovers work perfectly fine cold. I'm okay with cold pizza. Pizza's pizza. I'll just fucking eat it. But that's kind of, it's like this definitely would have been better if it had been warmed up properly. But otherwise, I mean, that's my only real grievance. Like, other than that, it tastes good. It has a surprising amount of filling to go with it. I mean, it's ham, Swiss, and a croissant. All those three things work perfectly fine with me. They just work better when they're warm. I mean, the ham tastes fine. Probably, I think the Swiss cheese and the croissant are probably the two most powerful flavors. The ham is there. You're definitely still getting it. But it's definitely having to fight its way through, which, again, I think would have been helped out if it had been warmed up. But, yeah, man. Maybe it helps that I'm hungry. But no, I like it. I mean, two questions have to be asked, folks. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yes, with an asterisk. Yes, with an asterisk. Asterisk being that it gets warm the fuck up. Now, I don't know. Maybe it's not served warm. I would think it would be. That's what would make sense in my brain. But I don't know what Dunkin's, order of operations are with these. But I think if it were warmed up, not only would I be perfectly down with it, this would actually be a really nice menu item for them. And something that, if they wanted to keep it on the menu, I'd be perfectly fine. But it needs to be warmed up. As is, even cold, I still like it. I mentioned the band Cold earlier, so maybe the awesome cool jams of Cold went over there and cooled down my my stuffed croissant thing from Dunkin. I don't know. Any excuse I can get in to shoehorn the band Cold in, okay? I don't feel like Cold gets enough love, man. People kind of look at him as like being a little bit, and I'm like, and hey, if you're not into him, that's fine. It doesn't help that their best known song is Stupid Girl. And like, it wasn't written by them. It was written by someone else, or at least partially written by somebody else. That ended up being their biggest hit. It's such a shame because it's like their other songs are so good, and you can tell that like they don't particularly want to like highlight that song. Like they put it on the set list because people expect it, but you can tell they try to just get through the fucking thing. But and I'll say I don't even hate that song. It's just it's not their best song. But anyway, as for recommending it, same deal. If you get it, just make sure, request, be like, hey, by the way, it's supposed to be warmed up, right? Take it out of the bag, test it before you go over there and start chomping down on it. If it's not cold, hand it back to him, be like, hey, by the way, just don't be a dick, okay? 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You can go over there and have yourselves a truly croissant-tastic rest of your life, because, I like a croissant. There's this one place in the town I grew up in. It's a little sit-down restaurant me and my dad used to go to all the time. It was our go-to spot. I mean, the owners knew us. The wait staff knew us. For years and years and years we went there. And one of my favorite breakfast items that they had a breakfast croissant. That was fantastic. Loved it. Sadly, it's not there anymore. Well, the location is actually still there, but... yeah, they ended up running into financial issues and shit and had to close down. If they ever come back, maybe I'll review them. I don't think they're coming back. But anyway, final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But we can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, let me take a quick drink. Go watch my review. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole, okay? It seems really easy, and I feel like as a baseline, that should be That should be something that most of us should strive for and are able to easily accomplish. But in reality, even the best of us, of course, of which I am one, clearly, we find ourselves in situations that are frustrating or stressful or, any number of adjectives that are negative that can be applied in this circumstance. When we find ourselves in those situations, it's important we go over there, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to watch this review and you're going to be like, I don't know about that croissant, it was cold and what have you, but I am going to go over there and look up that band Cold he was talking about. Which, by the way, if you're actually interested in the band Cold, I have videos of the shows that I've been to of theirs on this channel. But maybe you're going to look up their stuff. Maybe you're going to be like, if you're going to do it, okay? This is just me, personally. I think their first 3 albums are their best albums. Their self-titled one is a little bit, they didn't quite catch their groove to the extent as I feel as they did in their second and third, but it's still a really solid album. 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage is my personal favorite album of theirs. I love that. That's the one that got me into them. And then Year of the Spider is the one with Stupid Girl on it, which again, I personally think it's a decent song, but it's definitely not the best song on the album. And actually, I'm going to be going to see them perform live in a few weeks. They're actually doing the entirety of the Year of the Spider album because it's like the 20th anniversary, I think, of that one. Sucked because last year they were going to go on tour for the 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage album. They had to cancel. Anyway, if maybe you get into Cold, hit me up in the comments. We'll talk about Cold. Bye!